Okay, let's start. And we are going to start with the questions. If you have any questions in the way, let us know the way the explanation we are going to do, and we are going to answer all the questions. You can stop us, raise your hand, and ask. Okay. First question. I'm having trouble separating or disconnecting my lead arm from whatever the rest of my body is doing. I'm trying to do what I see in the videos, but it doesn't seem to be translating to my follow. Any extra tips or exercises? We read this, but now I figure out that this person, I think it was Veronica. I am having trouble separating and disconnecting my lead arm. So in here is an issue. Which is your lead arm for you? That's my question. So then I want to explain both, and then in that, well, actually both and separately is more or less the same with the exercise of isolation and laterality. As translating to my follow depends also the projection you have, which step, which direction, which orientation, horizontal situation, vertical situation, depends, because in the way we explain, sorry, not just we lead but follow the technique. We use the body as the main source of information, and we use the arms as an extension of that information. So we can apply, if we have the frame, we can apply, if we turn, we apply a little bit more on the left, depending if we want to go that way or lead that way. So I'm turning the projection, I'm turning, but also I can do a little bit extra. Same with the right. If we are in this position and we are turning, we do a little bit extra with the breathing, and we can do a little bit extra with the suspension, because if we want to do relevé, for example. So the whole projection of the body plus the arms. So for us is the frame position. So both they are used to lead in this case. But normally, normally no. Some people say, oh, important more the left of the leader, someone's more the right. Both for us, because it's part of the frame. Exercises, isolation, for the isolation. If you have the frame or the position of the arms in close position, elbows in here, like you're hugging, okay? You can try to. Sorry, no, tenías que poner al otro lado.
Por eso me quería.
Perdón, mi culpa. So, if you are practicing first forward, you can use the elasticity of the arms, okay? But the hands are going to stay in that position. Cool? First, that intention, so you can move, you can extend, okay? So the arms are in the hands, sorry, are in the same position. If you go forward, if you go back, side to side, forward or backward. To make it a little bit more harder, you will place your elbows. So it's going to be a little bit more stuck, the arms position to that isolation exercise, or using the isolation exercise. Then, after you practice this for that isolation, you can turn and play with one arm as well. You move to feel how you get more elastic with the elbow, or more engaged with that activation towards the hands, the arm towards your body. Good. Forward, backward as well. You can turn. Oh, in here, but I can stretch. I can turn, still with my arm in that position, and the same with the right arm. One side, sorry, to one side, to another. You can turn a little bit more, and practice as well with this. And then with the activation as well, I move everything, click. I just move my arms, click. I just move my body. Ha. Okay, having the wall as a way to do the isolation of the arms, and then without touching the wall with the arms, you can play with that center position on the wall, moving your body, well, your body or just your arms. Okay, cool. We continue. How relaxed or tense should my shoulders be in the hug position? I understand there needs to be tension throughout the dance, but I feel like I might need to train more to maintain this tension without getting tired. How does it work for you? In my brain, at some point, I changed the word tension for activation. Tension is when you have this. This is tension for me now. Activation when you do the activation of your arms, of your chest. You know about the explanation of the activation of the body. Tension is a different feeling. Is when I'm scared, there's tension. When I'm nervous, there is tension. So you don't have too much control of what you're doing with your body, but with the activation, for me, the brain changed into I can release and activate my arm. I can release and activate my lats. So it's not just tension. First thing, if you want to keep using tension, it's good, but we explain for us the differences. Okay, so not through the whole dance. In this case, as the shoulders, they have a low position. We explain this in body awareness. I mean, if we want to go up, normal position of my shoulders. If I want to go up, I go up. If I want to go down, I cannot go lower than that because it's the height of my shoulders. But if I want to bring them down from my lowest position, then I will have more activation. And that activation I will use to create more information. So I'm in the position of the lowest, so point zero of my shoulders, and then I can activate one. You can feel it in there. There's the activation. So it's go a little bit lower because of that activation. Good. So we normally say that we have a release intention, but in an awareness, in an active reaction, action reaction mode. So that's why as well when we explain, sorry, Natalia, two follower. When we explain the line of the elbow, okay, she's in this position in a release mode, okay? But the margin is going to be very little. So she's relaxed, but active in the way when she receives the energy, she will translate the information into the activation, the movement, the transfer of the weight, etc. But with this margin, so if I go backward, Alomal, she cannot allow me to reach to this position. If I go forward, she will not allow me to reach to this position. So in here, she feels, she reacts. She feels, she reacts. Okay? But not pulling or pushing, but having the arm pop, stuck in that position with the activation. So she's relaxed, okay? But in an active mode of action reaction, perdón, cierra la pierna, and she will react. Sorry. So she will relax in tension, she will react, okay? But as well, the left arm of the follower should be also in that active. So the whole frame, not just one arm or the other arm, and elbows in a lower position, because in here, actually, we are having some body activation, okay, on my our arms. And it's going to transform into tension because this is not your normal position. So you are using your muscles. At some point, they are going to be tired, okay?
Painful.
And pain, yeah, they are going to have pain in that trapezio. How you say that? Trapezius. Oh, trapezius, Zeus, y Olympus. Okay. So, trapezius, this is Sparta. My brain. So, because of that lower position of the elbows, then you're going to react, okay, to the information, but just in that margin, okay? So, yeah, and about that question, ay, me pasó la electricidad, perdón. What does it work for you? Era esta, ¿no? Under the attention, but I feel like I might need to train. To train, not to hold the activation, but react to that. You can practice with the musicality. 1, 2, 3, release. 5, 6, 7, to feel the activation, not the tension of the muscles during this exercise, and practice to change the activation from one side, one arm to the other one, okay? As well, it will help you for the awareness. How can I manage tension in couple? You can bring one topic and start to argue, and you will bring, if you don't have the same opinion, then you will have tension. So, so, as a leader, if I feel like my follower is too relaxed and I need a bit more of tension, activation from them, what can I do? As there is a way to use body language to communicate and encourage my follower to give me a bit more of tension, activation. What we translate to activation. If you, we use energy, we are energy. And sometimes we use the term, you need to, or when we explain this, we need to activate the core. So when we say core, the center of our body is more or less below, depending on the height, below the belly button, more or less. Okay. So if we think about energy going everything into that position, so the awareness of having this engagement in the body, we are bringing the energy in a little bit more compact way. That will translate in the body language, okay? We are going to do it in a bigger position, first in here, okay? Imagine we are dancing and we want to bring everything to the center. That's something that we explain. Everything to the center, zoo. We try to make a compact, okay? So if we are here, compact. So we will not look like this, but in this position, okay, as we explained before with the frame, sorry. No, lo hago encima del cabello, okay? Solo veo que se vea. Click, okay? So we engage. If the follower is not having the activation, the loose, pap, okay? She will feel this loose position. That loose position, okay, will allow me to also be more in the closer to her body, closer to her body. That arm being closer, I'm not going to hurt her, but I'm going to say, let's go a little bit to the center. If you have this arm in here, there's a lot of malleability, movement in this position. If you bring the arm towards her body, his body, follower, then we are going to have more engagement. We are bringing everything to the center of the body. Compression. Yeah, the compression. So that's one of the ways to have that awareness or bring this awareness for the follower. The other one is you need to be, or maybe to work a little bit more closer to the follower. That means that with the right arm, with the right arm. This hook, people, You know the dinosaur hook? Okay, imagine. We have this position and we are going to change that position in her body. Optimus Prime. Oh, menina. Oh, pop. Okay, so we example in here, even though, okay, even though we are going to, I'm going to try to use a lot of strength to hold her. Even though I press, it's not going to hurt her because she will feel just more activation. But with this hook, reverse dinosaur hook, okay, we are not going to hurt her, but she will feel more also compact. So if she's not engaged in activation with this arm, okay, I'm going to try to use this position. How we use this position? Click in here. Ha, e, tap, e, zoop, e, zoop, e. So this position in here is going to allow her to feel more everything in a small range. Pu, a, tu, tin, tu, ga, cha. Okay? In a smaller range. So also the engagement of that center position. Okay? Ay, ay, ay. We continue. Sorry, there are some hits like boom, boom, boom. There are, you don't listen to that? No? Okay, cool. Because it seems that the building is going to just fall. It's boom, boom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, hey, Elvir, Natalia, I might have a slightly unusual question from a leader's perspective. When I don't want to start in a hug position right at the beginning of the dance, but the follower moves into a hug immediately, will it be polite to transition to an open position? Would it be polite to transition to an open position instead? What's your advice on this from an etiquette standpoint? As a leader, I will keep the hug maybe half of the song, not thinking about the style of the music. Okay? If it's soft, I will. Well, let's talk about also the music. No, even with the music, a little bit more hype. I will do at least half of the song, at least 30 seconds, 1 minute in this embrace position. Then I will do woman saída and open position. That's a trick way for me to open. No, I'm going to dance with you and you hug me. That's just, I'm like, oh, a hug. Ooh. So I hug and I start with my basic, da, 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 boom. But I will start in as we explained, the first interaction in a nice position, nice first step, blah, blah, breathe in, breathe out. Even the song, in my opinion, is going to be hard, but I will not use the whole music to be just on because the music is hype. So imagine the music is hype, boom, I will start with that first step. Okay, retroceso, close position basics. Oh, nice, boom, tap, slow motion, restart, 1, 2, the start, nice, pa, balanza, boom, balanza, tu, pa, woman, saída, sa. I lead her and I open. Zup, ta, ra. So what I do start with the embrace position, but very politely open it. Woman Saiza, rule of three, one of the basic steps that allows us leaders to open the position. Okay? What I will not do as a leader, sorry, is to do this. I will not, no, not in this. No, I have time. So, want to hug, but I was like, no, let's change it. Let's change the mood little by little. But I will not just like take the arm away. Okay? Hi, could you advise me on how to train my ankles and feet? I'm trying to dance with more weight on the ball of my foot because it seems more stylish and in some demos. I've also noticed that Albir sometimes takes steps without putting his heel on the floor. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I find my feet and ankle getting tired after dancing like this for a long time. Yes, but you are having a natural activation when you bring the weight to the ball of your feet, even though you are in plie position, neutral position, or releve. Releve is weight to the ball of the feet. You will have an activation, an extra activation, bringing the weight. You have less surface of the center position of that weight transfer. That is, you can use the sole, the whole foot, or bringing the center to the center position of your feet, so the arch and the ankle, and the first part on the on the ankle of the heel. Sorry, but to practice, then you need some foot ankle training at home when you are watching. I was going to say television, but we don't watch not too much television anymore, right? People, no? You watch television? No. Cool. Yeah. So if you watch television, nice. If you don't want television, very nice. So, but when you are relaxing, I mean, not relaxing because you are going to train, but when you have this phone or you are watching a movie, something like that, you can do stretch your point, relax, no, flex, point, flex with the feet for working your ankle. Also for working your ankle and stretching your ankle because it will be as well good. Okay. You place your position more or less 90 degrees and you work with the weight transfer to stretch one and two. Okay, if you feel like you can go a little bit more, then stretch a little bit more, but without raising the heel. So you are stretching that the whole his ankle tobillo position in here, okay, with both feet. So you also will stretch and point and flex, also to make it. If you then can go to if you can be in this position as well and stretch, you are going to hold, you're going to stretch, okay, the um, feet, sorry, okay, and play with this. You can, if you have a yoga cube or some books or a box that will not hurt you, sorry. Well, a box is going to be too, not too firm, but if you have these yoga blocks as well, you can place your foot in here so you are a little bit stretched and you force that stretching leg, okay, into that position as well. Okay, but talking then about the social, do not work the whole time with the, oh well, depending which style you are doing, you can fuse. Urban keys, what they explain is that you need to bring the weight transfer to the ball of your feet, but also you can rest a little bit, play with the tarraxinha to release too much tension on your feet, on your ankle, if you bring the weight. So you can play with the sole of the foot, bring the center, doing plie, so you will use more your legs and your upper muscles in your legs. So as well, having the awareness of how to use your movement with the legs, okay? Hello, I am a follower, but I also want to learn how to lead. I've I have tried leading at some parties, but some guys said, how can you start leading if you are still a beginner at following? Can I develop both skills at the same time, or is it better to focus on becoming a better follower first and then learn to lead? What's your advice?
Okay, so I will answer this one because it happened to me when I was starting to dance kizomba and I was still a beginner. I also started to lead, and at that point, making using the both roles, it made me more aware of being a better follower and as well being a better leader. But you need to practice double the time and you need to invest more time on practicing and don't confuse the roles. So if I am today practicing as a follower, I need to switch my follower mode. But if I want to practice leader, I need to be aware of everything about the leader and don't mix one thing with another. If you see that for you it's complicated and you cannot deal with this switching of roles, of mentality, you need, my advice is to first learn follower and then after some time start to learn being a leader. But
Same for the same.
you can do both at the same time and it's really nice because you have a lot of information and the awareness is bigger, but the classifying the information in your brain is really important.
And you need to be aware, but not just aware, but being honest with yourself, saying, I'm starting as a follower, as beginner follower, and I am not growing as a follower, then the road is going to be a little bit rough if I want to try also to be a leader. You need to be aware of it's I'm not growing being a follower or growing be a leader. So if this information is a lot, just one side, do not do the other side. I mean, the awareness of how can I work both, and Natalia was practicing almost every day,
Yes.
every week.
Every day of the week except Mondays, I was dancing
And
all the time.
she was going to dance. So you want to do two things, you need to work double. It's possible. It's like when you're studying people that they study two languages and they are able to study two languages. And it's then I'm Portuguese and Spanish. Obviously, at some point you're going to be like, because but if you know how to practice in a separate way, having your methodology and then the other one, and you have time to practice both, then it's good. As Natalia explained. Cool. Okay. No questions? No. Okay, so that's all, folks.
Yeah, we can finish now, and we shall go to another room for the training.
Mm. Okay, let's go to another room for that training. Okay, so see you in the other room. Bye, people.